The Butt Kicker Gamer 2. What you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the sunny Phoenix International Raceway here in Phoenix, Arizona for a round of racing. 50 laps of heart-pounding action. My name is Upstate Al, bringing you all of tonight's racing action along with our sidekick from Tennessee. It is Racing Jason, and he is in the booth with us. And Jason, we made the long flight out here. We stayed away from Rattlesnake Hill. And we got 16 of the best super late model drivers getting ready to do battle here tonight for 50 laps.
Yeah, I tell you what, Al, it was a long trip, and especially, with you. I mean, you snore a little bit, but I got over it. I put my earbuds in, and we made it out here finally. We're going to watch some good short track. Well, I guess it's short track racing. But we stayed away from those rattlesnakes, and I'm ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to see some great racing. 50 laps of action. We got 2 tires in the pits, and I am passing you a note there, Jason, so make sure you take a look at that. I think I'm going to send you a note. Let's see.
Oh, all right.
There you go. So the field is rolling. That only means one thing. We'll do our starting lineup, and it looks like this, presented by Hometown Sunoco. Braxton Louise setting fast time. Ron Hart setting on the outside of row number 1. Charles Darling and Jackson McLaren will make up row number 2. Row number 3 will be Devin McDonald, David Patton in the 6th spot. 7th spot, John Kane, Brett Hans, Hayden Swank, Tanner Tallarico, and Drew Hardings. Braden Cook is your top 12. And that will be our starting lineup. 13th spot is going to go to John DeMeester, Andrew Hardings, Noah Boucher, Brett Hahn, and Cody Nallers. The green flag comes out, and Braxton Louise going to step on that loud pedal first. We are underway here at the Phoenix International Raceway, and already out here. I was surprised not to see anybody take that inside lane. We're going to talk about it throughout the evening, just how wide that dogleg can get, and we'll see if these cars will go there or someone is worried about hurting the undercarriage of these super late models.
Yeah, they made this Phoenix racetrack, shaped it a little different, and I don't know, some fans like it, some don't. And it's just a very weird racetrack out, and these drivers, these super late models, are really just powering their way off in the corner. But I guess side by side right here between the 18 of Devin McDonald and 38 of David Payton. I mean, good battle. We've got a 45 sideways. Might have a caution now.
And we do. Yep. We have our first Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs yellow flag of the night for a self-spin of the 45 of Andrew Hardings. And they did a good job of not making any contact with the 45. And no harm, no foul, other than those tires are going to be mighty upset at Andrew Hardings. But they got a little bit of a caution period here to get it all simmered down. And we know with this new ever evolving, this track very slick. The heat's going to get pounded here as we take, we looked at the weather here. It's very hot out today and a very sunny afternoon here at Phoenix.
Yeah, it's real hot here, Al. I don't know if it ever rains here or not. I've only come out here on a few virtual trips, and I don't like this place. Hot and muggy. Run out of water fast, and just an odd-looking racetrack. But it makes some good racing, so I believe we're in for a treat tonight, Al.
I think we are. As we are on board with our race leader, the driver out of Miamisburg, Ohio, Braxton Louise. Remember, Brett the Jet having to come from the tail of the field after he picked up the win 1 week ago. He finds himself buried in the 13th position so far early on in this one as the Tallarico Boardwalk Sub yellow flag getting ready to go back out into his holster. You think we'll have any takers of that apron? Everyone seems a little bit gun shy about going down that deep.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is there, Maybe they're not as aggressive as what we figured that we would be. But we're getting ready to get back in the restart zone. I thought.
Well, remember they changed this. They took and reconfigured the Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, I always forget that, Alan. All them Hendrick cars always seem to run good here, and I think it's just a boring race sometimes.
Well, we got a Ford and a Camry up front of this one. Chevy's making up row number 2. Green flag is back up, and we are back on our way out of the Sunoco restart zone. And Braxton Luis on that gas pedal first. Everyone's saying above that yellow line. So gotta believe that maybe going to that apron might be a last lap deal. So your top 2 go single file. How about the Bubba Scott Broke podcast number 7 of McLaren up to the number 3 position after starting in that 4th spot. And he takes a look down here. Chuck Darling to the inside, but a little bit deeper in the pack. Brett Hahn working underneath the 16 LaPlante Racing Products entry. That is the 16 of Noah Boucher. And a sharp-looking race car for Boucher in that Ford Mustang.
Yeah, really good-looking race car tonight, Alan, or today. It's a sharp-looking ride, and you watch the 38 right here of Peyton and the 18 of McDonald. They're still side by side. These two must not realize that, I mean, I guess they did realize, but they're here to race tonight, and they're putting on a heck of a show. That Rowdy Energy car slips up just a little bit. And the one car, Tanner Tallarico, is back also out.
Yeah, glad to see Tanner out there as well on this big mile racetrack, and he's trying to figure out which lane he's going to go with the Berlin Raceway, number 1. Trying to make something happen. He's got Hayden Swank in the Quick Time Motorsports Media entry behind him. That's a battle for the 5th position. And the outside lane prevailing so far. Some 2x2 action here for that 5th spot on the grid. And everyone there. Boucher takes a look to the inside of Swank. Nothing doing quite yet. Still takes a peek down low into turn number 3.
Yeah, they're still...
Or is this 1? 1.2, I don't know. How you call it? Count the dog leg as a turn? I don't know.
I don't know either, Al. I don't know. They've done so much reconfiguration. This old bad boy, but it's just different layout. But it works out well for them. And they all start to single file out, and then Braxton DeWeese, I'm telling you, that has to be the fan favorite in this league right here. His fans always chime in the chat. It's always good to see millions of fans log in. And he's out front now, getting that clean air. That old hot rod looks good tonight.
Yeah, the Braxton Luis fan club, always a strong showing out there. And we thank you guys for tuning on in each and every week. We got Chris out there chiming in early on in this one. So, Chris, thank you for tuning in once again as we watched Noah Boucher with that move. But up front, it is the number 8. As John DeMeester is in trouble. A few laps to go, and he is... got the car pointed back in the right direction, but he is down 1 lap already to the arrears as the field kind of single files itself out.
Triple 45. Hastings in the fence again up here. Hardings Hardings spun out.
No yellow flag, though. We stay green and a tough break for the 45. You see that Ford Mustang's right front caved in. Tough break for the 45 of Hardings.
Yeah, I botched his name there. He just had me so nervous, Al. I seen a 45 car go straight in right on in the head-on in the wall right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Harding's able to get pointed back in the right direction, but that was a hard lick. Is now Tannerico up the racetrack trying to make something happen. That opens the inside lane. Here comes Hayden Swank to try to fill that void.
Yeah, here comes Hayden Swank, and we know Hayden, he's a real good race car driver just like Tanner is, and they're going to go side by side, and I don't know which corner we're coming out of for, I guess. Oh, a little sideways for Tanner. He's on some eggshells right now in that number 1 car.
Yeah, he's got those right rear Hoosier tires upset and a lot of grip up there. Maybe got up in the marbles. Track temperature creeping up there in the bright sun here in Arizona. Tanner gets it pointed back in the right direction, but he's falling back all the way to the 11th spot. See, he slots in there behind the self-proclaimed short track specialist, the 13 of Zach Coyer.
Yeah, that's old cold beer Coyer. Oh, and the 88. Also, Charles Darling, he's got a bad push. I mean, hard bad push. I think he got a little contact. And he went straight up the racetrack out. He lost tons of positions right here.
Yeah, then we got a bid for second place is the 7 of McLaren taking a look to the inside of Ron Hart. Thought better of it, but McLaren looking very sporty early on in this one here this evening.
He is. He's looking real good. And a little different racetrack. You know, we're used to these tight, flat racetracks we've been at for a while, and now we go to Phoenix. A little more banking, a little more dog-leg, a little more, I don't know what the architect that would come up with designing this racetrack, but it's a little different for these drivers. We haven't really seen them. And the 88 of Charles Darling, once again, got a bad push as Hayden Swank comes on the inside and takes position.
Yeah, Swank trying to take that 6th position away from Charles Darling up off of turn number 2 as the drag race into turn 3. Swank with the preferred lane, but Darling going to roll the outside fairly well. And you got that momentum with these 800 horsepower super late models. And I think that draft definitely comes into effect. We're seeing that DeWeese unable to pull away from Ron Hart and McLaren. And that's brought the 18 of Devin McDonald. So your top 4 nose to tail, and about a 3 or 4 car length gap back to the 38 of David Payton. And Payton looking for a good run here tonight in Phoenix in that Pinkerton Oil number 38. Is they're still door-to-door off of turn number 4. That's the battle for the 6th spot between Hayden Swank and Charles Darling. But don't look now, old Brett the Jet starting to roll in on that battle.
Yeah, Brett the Jet, I'm telling you, he's one of the best iRacers that I've ever raced against or I've ever watched. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I hate to... Oh, car to wall on the back, on the straightaway back there. I don't know who that was, but old Brett the Jet, he just buys his time. The closer, Al, I'm telling you, the boy's the closer. He'll be up towards the front later on in this show.
And that was the 16 of Boucher that got in the outside fence. No harm, no foul. Just lost a few spots. Now him and Kane make a little bit of contact here in the turn number 1. Boucher on the outside with that LaPlante Racing Products number 16 Ford Mustang. They are still door-to-door as they have Tanner Tallarico. They're trying to chase down. One spot behind them is the number 49 of Braden Cook. Cook in that 13th position, trying to make some hay as well. And these guys already closing in on the halfway point. Don't blink, Dobbs. This one will be over.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be over in a quick, fast, and a hurry. And I tell you what, now, Braxton DeWeese, he better not be mirror driving right now. That black and orange Ron Hart, son, he's making some moves. He ducks that nose underneath the corner, and he wants it. He's there. But DeWeese got a good drive up off the corner and down the straightaway. Ron Hart wants it, but Braxton DeWeese holding a good line right now.
The battle for second starting to shape up as the 18 of Devin McDonald really applying the pressure to Bubba's About Broke podcast, number 7 of McLaren. McLaren now with a run off on turn number 2. He can't do anything with it. He'll tuck it back in line in the turn 3.
Yeah, he tucked that car in. Oh, Ron Hart had to check up hard right there. DeWeese didn't get in the corner like he should, and Ron Hart checked up. Good driving, and then the 7 also checked up. And these guys is really give and take right now. McLaren did a good job staying off Hart. That was some good driving by these guys.
Yeah, you can see the different lines here. The 51 kind of diamonding that corner off, trying to get a run to the inside. Can't quite do it that time off of turn number 2. Your top 4 nose to tail, and you got to watch yourself. You're able to get in that corner maybe a little bit better than the driver in front of you. With these speeds that they are going, that you're talking about some hospital time.
Absolutely. Oh, the 7 of McLaren gets hit from the 18 of McDonald. What a save. What a save right there. Holy cow. He got punted and saved that race car. Wow.
That'll be the Pro Coat Powder Coat save of the race. You might need to powder something other than the metal on that car after that one. That was a pucker factor right there of 10.
I tell you what, and in the chat, I'm stuttering like crazy, man. He had me screwed up there. But in the chat, the Bubba's About Broke podcast said, let's congratulate Jackson McLaren for his NASCAR ARCA Menard start July 19th at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and it'll be live on Fox Sports 1. That's pretty cool, Al. That is awesome.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to check that one out. We got a bid for the race lead. Ron Hart to the inside of Braxton DeWeese. Battle for your race lead shaping up. DeWeese has led the first 23 laps. Ron Hart trying to make a move. He's got sole possession of the race lead up off of turn number 2. Crossover move, though, down the backstretch.
I told you that Ron Hart car looked pretty sporty right there, and Braxton DeWeese, he came in just a little. I don't know what I'm really trying to say. He just didn't get the right line, and Ron Hart just took the line away and just took the lead.
down.
Don't count. Sorry, I was going to say don't count out Devin McDonald, though. He's in P3.
He definitely is. Now McDonald, remember, he made contact with the 7 of McLaren. What a nice save that was. A little bit deeper in the pack, though. Charles Darling on the outside. Brett Hahn working at low line with 25 circuits left to go. Here comes Brett Hahn on the outside. He's going to try to make that stick for the 7th position around the 88 of Darling.
Here comes Slideways Jackson DeWeese also back on the inside. I've got his name all jacked up. Jackson McLaren. Sorry, Al. He has me messed up from that save. He's coming. I'm going to call him the Slideways Jackson right there.
Yeah, McLaren now trying to reel it back in. He's got Hayden Swank closing in on him, but McLaren trying to make something happen to get back into that podium spot with the Bubba's About Broke podcast entry.
Tell you that. I'm botching names. I'm so nervous up here, Al. I feel like this is my first time, but these speeds are just incredible, and I'm not used to this, you know?
Well, your head's on a swivel. You're worried about those rattlesnakes. They're not anywhere near the booth.
I'll tell you what, Al, you don't know what cold chills I get when you say rattlesnakes, buddy. I tell you, I don't even, my hair just stands up on my legs, my back, everything. It's bad.
Well, it's not good. Rattlesnakes are not good, but I'll tell you right now, Brett Hahn looking pretty good. Remember, he had to start shotgun on the field. Finds himself in the 6th spot, but David Payton not backing down. Tanner Tallarico in the 13 behind him as well on screen.
Oh! Little contact, Al, sorry. Braxton Louise got a little too hot there and he hit Ron Hart. And that kind of just combobulated everything up there. Now Devin McDonald's caught up on Braxton Louise. Oh, just a little contact though.
The 7 of McLaren right there on the back side. And then you see the 18 starting to step out sideways on throttle. You got to wonder if the 18 maybe overheated those tires.
I tell you what, they are overheating, and that's tempers right now. I know it's not on purpose, but man, Braxton DeWeese sideways coming off the corner. You know, the laps are just winding down. 20 to go right here? This race is going to be over before we know it.
Yeah, it'll be 20 laps to go this time at the line. We've only had one Tallarico subs yellow flag of the night. And that was for Andrew Hardings in that 45 car. Hayden Swank going to take a swing to the outside, now down low, trying to make something happen on McLaren. And how about that, Dobbs? We touched on a little bit earlier in the broadcast, going to make his first ever ARCA Menard start for Man Motorsports on July 19th. You got to write that one down in the calendar.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to sit and root on one of our weekly competitors right here for the American Sim Racing Club's Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco. And it's pretty cool.
If he gets an interview, Al, you think we could get him to mention us, give us a shout out, you know? The boss man and Dobbs, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
he might mention you. No one cares about me.
Oh, come on now, Al. You run the show, buddy. I'm just up here doing all the talking.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Come on now.
I got a face for radio.
Hey, I tell you what, Al. You remind me of the old Brother Where Art Thou, the movie. You sound like one of those guys that's on there, but I haven't figured it out. I'm going to go back and watch it, and I'll let you know after a while.
All right. Sounds good. Still top 5 cars, making now the top 6 as Brett Hahn starts to make some moves. Bid for the 3rd spot. McLaren to the inside underneath the driver out of Newfoundland. Working it outside of the racetrack. That's the 18 of Devin McDonald, and he's got the momentum, able to hold off the advances of the 7 of McLaren. McLaren's got to watch his momentum because you got the 35 of Hayden Swank ready to make a move. If something were to happen as they come off the corner a little bit slideways.
I'll tell you what, Al, we may just see a slide job here in a little bit. About 10 to go. These guys might get a little more aggressive. We may actually see one of those Dale Jr. special slide jobs, and I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, call it out, Al. You better just be ready.
Edge of your seat, you've already pushed the chair out the back door here. If you watch the battle up at the front of this one, we've got a little bit deeper in the pack. We got Braden Cook in that 49. is now Deweese with a run. You think old Braxton, the wily veteran, got there close to halfway point and said, all right, Ron, you're pushing a little bit harder than I would like to. Go ahead and go out and wear out your stuff.
I thought he may do it. Ron Hart come off about a lap ago. He come off the corner, and they was rubber let down. He was plumb sideways come off the corner. These guys are not. They're hammering down. These speeds are insane right now for these super late models here at the Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, let's go.
Up on the wall. Tanner Tallarico's in the wall.
Tallarico brushing the outside wall, able to get back into line, but going to lose a bunch of ground. And the car don't look too hurt up, but here comes McLaren to the inside of McDonald once again.
He wants it, but McDonald's got that run off the corner, off that high side, and Jackson's going to have to try to make a move. And, oh, Devin McDonald is sideways. Look at the racing right here.
They are hanging out. There is now McLaren to the inside. He'll take that third spot away, but the Tallarico Boardwalk sub, yellow flag number 2 coming out. And I'm not quite sure what the yellow flag is for. Did they find a rattlesnake on the TV, or?
I don't know, Al. I was looking for Denny Hamlin's water bottle.
Oh, I tell you what, though, these pit crews are going to be busier than a cucumber at a woman's penitentiary as they come down pit road. We go, who's it going to be? Is it competition yellow, I'm being told. Competition yellow with 13 laps to go for fuel. Who takes tires? Who takes fuel only, Dobbs?
I think everybody takes tires. You ought to, man. The right rears on these old hot rods is burnt off. They're slicks, but they're slicker, buddy. And it's going to be interesting when we go down pit road right here.
Ron Hart going to be the first car to his pit. Box number 1 going to the 8 of Braxton Deweese, and comes to a stop, and we'll see right sides going up on both of those race cars. One car rolling in the back, that's a 13. Deweese is going to take 2 tires and a little bit of fuel. Ron Hart going to take 4. Hart going to go from lead in to going to come off the pit lane in 6 with 4 Mr. Feelgoods.
Yeah, but track position
Yeah.
is going to be key also. I mean, we've seen Ron Hart lead multiple races, and I don't know if the wrong strategy. Maybe he needs to pull an Austin Dillon and fire the crew chief. I don't know.
Maybe, but while we're out here in the West, we want to take a moment here and thank all of our sponsors here for the American Sim Racing Club's Super Late Model Invitational, presented by Sunoco. Cutlerville Hometown Sunoco supports American Sim Racing Club and the Super Late Model Invite-Only Series. Located just south of Grand Rapids, Hometown Sunoco serves all of our greater western central Michigan areas. Tallarico Boardwalk Subs, Jersey-style soup, subs, and salads, serving West Michigan, and our buddy Jason Dobbs. ProCoat. Pro Coatings is the proud presenting sponsor of the 2024 Perfect Attendance Award. Drivers that complete in all 17 Summer Series races will be eligible for a cash prize at season end, along with the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, dedicated to shining a spotlight on short track racers from across the United States. Listen to the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast each Monday on Apple and Spotify. And La Plante Racing Products, supplying all of our race cars with their speed products there. And Dobbs, sometimes these drivers really need to take and go to the La Plante Racing Products. But how about ProCoat powder coatings? ProCoat coatings is what it really, I don't know why I keep throwing powder. I'm thinking of McLaren there that might need a little powder in the pants after that save.
Yeah, he's going to need some. I can't even say all those P words, Al. These people in Tennessee, we don't have words like that here.
Well, it's all right, Dobbs.
But, I mean, you know, there's probably some smart people out there towards the west end of Tennessee that probably could say it. But up here in the old hills, buddy, we can't say stuff like that.
Hey, how about the lights are out? It is our second Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag of the race going to be going away, as the Ford Mustang will make its way down to the safe haven of pit road. Zach Coyer, Braxton Deweese up on the front row. Did they get enough fuel in the race car to make it the distance? It'll be a 9-lap shootout. The first 5 cars all have 2 tires. The first car with 4, the 51 of Ron Hart. Do you think 4 tires are going to matter here?
I don't know. I'm not going to say, Al. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show and get my popcorn ready. Green flag. We're back in the air. Back in their way. DeWeese got a heck of a jump, though, Al. Look at him.
He did, and the back there, so did Coyer. He's going to get in that number 2 position. Brett Hahn now side by side. One car sideways. Around will go to 38 of David Payton, and he'll come to a stop. And I'm not sure if anyone else got involved with that one.
Oh, no. I'm hearing on the radio, Al, that it was Jackson McLaren with the caution. Calls caution.
Oh,
man.
Tough break. There's the yellow flag comes out with 8 laps to go. Let's take a look back at the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag and see what happened to bring out that yellow flag. We'll watch it from the blimp camera as the truck says they got it. Here we go. You see him there 2 by 2 down in the turns 1. Oh, McLaren's got in the corner, washed up the racetrack and got into the rear bumper cap of the 38 and around he went. Let's watch it from a different angle, shall we? Take another look here. Down into the corner and just got in there a little bit hot, Jason, and around he went. Heavy left front contact to the 35 of Swank.
Man. That's a tough break for both those drivers. Fighting hard position, less than 10 to go. Man. Heartbreaking for both those guys.
Absolutely, and Braxton Luis up at the front of this one at Interstate Ford. We got Jimmy McIntyre chiming in.
I tell you what, Al, your comment a little earlier ago, old buddy, that may be a bumper sticker.
I didn't know if you caught that or not.
Well, I did, but I didn't want to say nothing. I know there's the millions of fans out there is chiming in. They love it, Al. I mean, that's going to be a T-shirt. That's going to be one of those Forrest Gump T-shirt smileys, and that'll have that on the back of it.
All right. Well.
Unbelievable.
All right, Ron Hart going to gain a spot out of that. He gets that inside lane with 4 tires.
Now, what about that beautiful iRacing Mustang there leading them with the lights off there?
Well, I think it has an electrical issue, so we need to pull it down pit road.
Well, let's just not cuss somebody like that, Al. I mean, come on now.
Well, you know I'm a Ford guy.
Well, I mean, don't be talking about those Ford Mustangs like that.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's go on the board as the pace car gets down. We still have a long ways. We see the inside view of these super late models, and not much to these race cars. A lot of body work on that right side. It is the left-sided chassis, which makes for some awesome racing.
Are you nervous, Al? I'm nervous.
I am nervous.
All right, you call it, son. Let's go.
Braxton Luis into the Sunoco restart zone, steps on the gas pedal. Zach Coyer not able to go. Contact with himself in the 18 of Devin McDonald. Coyer up through the gears, but he's going to lose that number 2 position. Here comes Ron Hart with those fresh 4 Mr. Feelgoods, trying to get back onto the podium.
He's trying hard, but Braxton Luis is in a different zip code right now, and he got some going. Devin McDonald kind of spun the tires, hit Zach Coyer a little bit. But Ron Hart wants on that podium. He's going to have to get on the loud pedal and go.
He is. Braxton Luis up at the front of this one has opened up a 0.3 second gap. His pit stop was so fast, the overlay says he's still in the pit.
Golly, bum, that's crazy. Oh, Ron Hart sideways. Brett the Jet back in the top 5. Or made it to the top 5, I guess.
Made it there. Remember, he had to start last with the shotgun rule. This time by, it'll be 3 laps to go. for the old number 8 of Deweese. I tell you, McDonald, though, starting to close in on the back side of him as we go on board with that Rowdy Energy Drink tin can.
He is. He's running a higher line going into the corner. Ron Hart gets the fence there. But McDonald's running a higher line entering this racetrack, and it's working out for him. But it's hard to pass at this race because the speeds are so high.
And that time off the corner, Deweese going to get away with 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks that are empty, not because Dobbs ate them, but just because they melted.
I can't even tell where the white flag is out. So oh, Ron Hart sideways again. Oh, Brett Holland's in the wall.
Hahn in the outside wall. He's going to lose 1 spot, maybe 2, but this time off of turn number 4. The white silk will fly. Final trip around 1 mile left to go here at the Phoenix Raceway.
Braxton Deweese looking to pick up another win. We've watched him out. Devin McDonald, Zach Coyer, good run. Second, third. I think Braxton Deweese going to bring this old baby home.
One last ditch effort off of turn number 2. Deweese trying to get that momentum on the outside is McDonald. Deweese down to the inside line. One final ditch effort through turns 3 and 4. But off of turn number 4, it's going to be Braxton Deweese picking up the win here at Phoenix.
Ted McDonald P2, Zach Coyer third, Ron Hart fourth, Hayden Swank fifth. Brent Holland, he come back and finished 6th. Good run for him.
How about our boy up at the control tower each and every week? Second week in a row that he's ran. He comes home 7th, Tallarico. Darling in the 8th spot. Cook 9th. David Payton going to come home in that 9th or 10th spot. Noah Boucher, Jackson McLaren, Kane, DeMeester, Hardings, and Naylor going to run out your field as we watch the number 8 come down here onto the front stretch.
I believe he's going to throw a little smoke for all these fans he's got out there, Ralph.
I mean, they couldn't shoehorn another person in here, even with the threat of the rattlesnake Dobbs.
Oh, I watch him right here. Got that old Ford Mustang sun lit right there, boys.
Burning it down here at the Phoenix Raceway. What a burnout.
Well, I tell you what. Kyle Larson got nothing on him.
He'll pull it.
Devin McDonald and Zach Coyer a little bit jealous right there, just sitting there watching that.
I'm sure they're probably pretty warm. It's pretty hot out there. Let's see here. We'll start getting our Sunoco post-race show underway, and Dobbs is already out the gate down towards track side as we start to round up our top 3 finishers here this evening. And I believe that Dobbs is going to be able to catch up with our race winner. Dobbs, I think you got the winner here tonight out of the Phoenix 50.
Yes, sir. I've got him. I've got Braxton Deweese down here. He's got water poured all over him because after this big win, Braxton, son, good job winning this thing. Tell us how you did it.
Strategy and taking 2 tires there. I definitely wasn't the fastest car there. It was all Ron. He had that in the bag if it went green there, I feel like. But taking 2 tires there and coming out in the lead, I felt pretty confident. And them cautions definitely helped as well. But we executed in each restart and came out with it. So, you gotta be happy with taking the 2 tires and getting the win. So I'm glad to get the first win here at Phoenix.
I tell you what, it was a good race, and it looks like all the cars was just out of control to us up here in the booth. The cars are sideways, and strategy pays off. You picked up a win. But man, tell us how you kept that thing straight come off the corner. These things look like they were sideways the whole way.
Yeah, I probably should have had it a little bit more sideways to burn the right rear off. I felt like I could have been just a little bit closer with Ron there. I was getting a little tight, but just throttle control, just looking how the car rotates and compared to the track and the lines, and just fluctuating the throttle and trying to get a nice smooth run off, but also a good turn as well. So that's what I've been trying to work on, and that's what I'll need to work on a little bit more for not just only this, but for real life as well. So, glad we could be able to, not burn them off coming off the corner to, fall back there. But maybe we just need a little bit more throttle in the turns, but we'll take it.
I'll tell you what, man, you got a heck of a fan club out there, and probably hard for you to come into races like this without signing so many autographs. But I know you got a lot of people to thank on this old hot rod, so it's all yours, buddy. Just let us know who you want to thank on this little thing.
Yeah, I definitely want to thank Interstate Ford on the car. Hopefully, going to have them on the car in real life here in a couple years. So, big shout out to Interstate Ford. I also want to give a shout out to Bennett's Boat Cool, Jane's on Main, Allen's Arts Images, Booth 34 Diecast, Unrivaled Cinematography, Blaze Designs, and also Bully Dog Coffee Company. You can go to bullydogcoffeecompany.com and you can put a code in BRAX5 for 10% off if you want to get any coffee there. If you're a coffee lover or you just want to try it out, so check it out. Use that code. It helps me out, helps everybody out. So big thanks to everybody that tunes in, supports me. Like you said, we have some people that tune in for sure every race, and I really do appreciate that. And glad we get the win, and hopefully we could take a week off to bounce back and have another good showing and show some consistency. We haven't really showed as much consistency as I'd like to have with a second and an eighth and second and eighth and so forth. So we'll practice for the next race, and we'll celebrate right now.
All right, man. It was a heck of a job. Braxton Weiss, feature winner tonight, Al. I'm sure you caught up with the second place finisher up there.
Dad, I have caught up with a driver that's probably the farthest away from home than anyone. It's driver this number 18, the Rowdy Energy Drink Pro Coat on the car. Driver is Devin McDonald. And Devin, a nice run here tonight at the Phoenix Raceway at a big mile, fast mile. Car looking pretty sporty here, and you had some lady luck on your side.
Yeah, it was one good show there, I gotta say. When we were in practice, I was thinking that it wasn't gonna do this good because it was a bit loose, but we finally got the car dialed in there and made it a second place finish. Sad we couldn't get the win though.
What else did you need out of this number 18 Camry to get to the to get up there and challenge Deweese? We saw you trying to run a couple different lines there with about 3 to 4 laps to go, and were you finding anything, or just needed a few more laps, you think?
Probably with a few more laps, but Braxton, he's really fast, and this track is really hard to pass on, so it definitely would have been a challenge if I had to get to him.
When we go from being the furthest track away, we're off next week for a break, and then we're going to head to Oxford. Go from probably the largest track on the schedule to the smallest track on the schedule. How's Oxford for you in this number 18 car? We know that track can press a lot of pressure points and make people boil with their tempers.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to practice some for that track because I'm not the greatest at it. I found the car real loose, and just try to get a top 5 finish is my hopeful.
We're gonna come out of here with a second place finish at the Phoenix Raceway. We have a week off next week as you guys travel cross country back towards the East Coast. Who makes it all possible for this number 18 to be here on the podium tonight?
Well, I definitely like to thank the league with Tanner and everyone putting all this together. I'd like to thank Hometown Sunoco, Boardwalk Subs, the Platt Racing Products, and of course you guys at Turn 3 for broadcasting it, making it all happen.
Well, there you go. The driver that comes up second spot here tonight. Maybe a kickstart to the rest of the season here as we head into the off week. To number 18, Devin McDonald will come home second, and I believe that you have caught up with our third and final podium finisher.
Yes, sir. I've caught up third place finisher, Zach Coyer. Zach had a good car all night long. Zach, tell us about this old hot rod, buddy. Good run up here.
Man, 2 tires was definitely the gamble there at the end, but car felt good for the first half of the race. I knew it was going to be a long race, so I figured I'd just wait it out till we get a caution, and thankfully we did. And team said we're going to take 2 tires if we get the chance, and we took 2 tires, and it helped us out tremendously tonight, that's for sure.
I mean, you started 14th and made your way up to 3rd. That's a pretty good run for this team. Look, I mean, 2 tires looked like a bold move, but it worked out well for a lot of you drivers. And I mean, you got to be pretty pleased with how that went.
Yeah, that's for sure. Starting way back in the field, this was our first time coming here with the new pavement, so it was definitely a learning experience. But 2 tires has always been our go-to. And I seen how many people were still in pit road when I took off, and I just knew right then and there if I get a good restart, we should be in a good position, and thankfully we were.
Yeah, it was definitely a good move by the crew for sure. And I mean, me and Al had to discuss all night long how you guys were hanging on to these old cars. They were sideways coming off the corner and everything else. I couldn't have done it. I'd have been struggling. I'd have been mad. I'd have put a little Kyle Busch there and throw a little temper tantrum. But you guys did a heck of a job. And you got anybody like to thank on this old hot rod?
Yeah, I want to thank Vade Paints for always giving me a awesome Integrity Farm scheme. Can't do it without him. He's also my teammate. And thank the Sunoco series for always giving us a place to run here. The Boardwalk subs, the Plant Racing products. Bubba's About Broke podcast. That's a great one to listen to. It's a local down here. I always like to give them a listen. And you guys up in the booth for always giving me something to watch every Wednesday. So I greatly appreciate you guys. And it's always good to hear y'all's voice again.
Well, we try to keep it, going, entertained. But they call you the cold beer Zach Coyer. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So we going to pop a top on one with this podium finish tonight or what?
Definitely need a cold beer after that. Definitely need a couple of them.
Heck yeah, buddy. Well, congratulations on that third place finish. And take a week off and then come back and be ready to go again, huh?
Yes, sir. That's the plan. Oxford is I'm really good at small tracks, so I'm hoping to be back up here and talking to you guys again and maybe compete for a win this time.
All right, buddy. Well, have a good week off, and Al, bring it on home, son.
There you go. That will do it for our Sunoco post-race show as we take and come back here to some live pictures of the Sunoco, out of the Sunoco there, but we'll take a look at the Phoenix Raceway, which has gone quiet, Jason, and what a race this was. It was over in a jiffy. We had the competition yellow. We had 2 natural yellow flags this evening, and a great finish overall. Headed into the off week, and then to come back to a track that you and I visited not so too long ago, the Oxford Plains Speedway, in 2 weeks' time. So that'll be a fun. Always in traffic there. You gotta mind those tires not to eat them up. Could be interesting to see a challenging little track there in Oxford, Maine. But that will be in 1 or 2 weeks' time as we're off next week. And while we're off, we want to take and thank the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco of Cutlerville and serving the greater Michigan area. So thank you to Sunoco, fueling the American Sim Racing Club. Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, Jersey-style soup, subs, and salads serving West Michigan. And Dobbs, I know that you have a sub for the plane ride back home this evening, don't you?
Yes, sir. I've got one right here. And I put one in the backpack. They gave me 2 of them for the ride home.
Oh, must be nice. Pro Coat Powder Coating, the perfect attendance award this season to anybody that makes all 17 races of the Summer Sunoco Series. Pro Coat Powder Coating, the perfect attendance award. The Bout Broke podcast, all your local short track racers can get on there. Make sure you take and listen to that on Mondays on Apple and Spotify. The Bubba's Bout Broke podcast is a spotlight on short track racers from all across the United States. Like I said, they new episodes each and every Monday on Apple and Spotify. And LaPlante Racing Products. Well, Jason, that's going to do it. I'm sad that we're off a week because the racing has just been so good each and every week here on a Wednesday night. And we look forward to the next one at the Oxford Plains Speedway. And that one, we might see some tempers flare. We might see some bent egos and definitely some bent door panels in 2 weeks' time. But on behalf of everyone behind the scenes here at the Turn 3 Racing Networks, I'm Upstate Al. That was Racing Jason. And we'll see you next time in turn number 3. Good night, everybody.